Yeah, fun fact, I'm from Thunder Bay. So if you want to talk about blatant, rampant racism, I got you, because I grew up there. You want to talk about St. Patrick's High School? That's where I went. Do you know what we had at St. Patrick's High School? It was called the Native Wing, where all the Indigenous people hung out together. Don't know if that's still a thing. I do know that there's a bridge that goes from West Fort to the reserve, right? Where everyone likes to go and get their gas at Fort William First Nations because it's cheaper for white people too. And right around the time I was living there in high school into university, the bridge burnt. And there was a girl that went to my high school who made a tweet that was reshared. And the sentiment was shared that they should not repair the bridge so that they could keep all those people, Indigenous people, over there so they wouldn't have access to the town. You and I both know about Barbara Kentner, who was walking down the street in Thunder Bay, an Indigenous woman, when a teenager threw a trailer hitch out of his car at her and she later passed away from complications. Jacob Boucher. You and I probably know a lot of the same people, and you and I both know how racist Thunder Bay is. And you're not hiding it with this, in the last 10 years. It's been this way for as long as I've been alive, which is more than 10 years. You just changed targets. And that's the thing with white supremacy and racism, is that the finger just changes directions based on who the target is at that point in time. But it never does this, does it? Because you have no issue with the fact that people can be blatantly and openly racist, like you're being. That's not a problem to you, or anyone else who is white in that area. The only problem is with the people who don't look like you. When they do something, then it's a problem. But when you do it, status quo, right? Canada's small. So small that you happen to comment on someone's content that grew up in the town that you live in. What I would also keep in mind is that that means that people who live there might also see your comment with your face, not just the white ones. But the chances are is that you're so used to being willfully and purposely racist that you feel like you will suffer no repercussions, and that is the very fucking problem. The problem isn't that people of color are taking jobs. The problem is corporations like to hire people who don't know their rights, who don't know Canada's labor laws, who are desperate for work, and therefore will work more and harder and longer, will do things like stay longer and not get paid overtime. So what your actual issue is corporate greed, and you're just being racist by blaming the workers.